what? Purple Haze by Alexandria Fragrances. Yeah, I know, it's a weird name. Apparently it gets compared to a lot of recreational drugs. The accords have the same sort of effect, or bring out the same sort of emotions, apparently. Obviously I wouldn't know, because I've never done any drugs, so. What? I can't believe you're bringing that up. One time we had to use a little pill in the bedroom because it was a tough week. It was a hard week for all of us. So, though if I'm honest, I've still not forgiven you. My ego still hasn't recovered from the fact that you actually decided to sedate yourself before you spent an evening with me. Word to your mother, you filthy animals. That's a Home Alone reference there. Still whopping out the shit old film references. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. I love you for doing so. Today I'm bringing you a first impressions of a fragrance that I received about 4 days ago, and I've resisted the urge to smell it, which has been really difficult, so I hope you appreciate it. I've not smelt it yet. I've waited till I could find a time to film this video, and I'm going to smell it right now in front of you. Now, that fragrance is Purple Haze from the house of Alexandria Fragrances. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is a clone of Psychedelic Love from the house of Initio Parfums. Now, I've never smelled that fragrance, so I'm not doing a side by side, I'm not comparing it, I don't know what that smells like. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't even know it fucking existed until I kind of saw that this fragrance was and what it was a clone of. So the reason I've got Purple Haze is I was just intrigued. It's got kind of a lot of attention. Dan Spanos, I think that's how you say his surname, never heard it actually spelt, but he's very active in the community. He does loads for the FRAG30, kind of sharing and promoting videos. Dan loves this fragrance and he loves the original as well, and a few other people have smelt it because of him. So Eva Agnes has also done a video which I'll link down below, and she loved this fragrance as well. So I was just really curious. It's just kind of the whole idea of, you know, having some similarities to different drugs and the whole psychedelic love thing totally made me curious, so that's why I got this fragrance. Now, full disclosure, I did not pay for this bottle. I'm sorry if that makes you want to hurt me, or hate me, or dislike me, or distrust me. Alexandria kindly offered to kind of send me a bottle for review, and I got to pick which one, and that was the one that kind of appealed to me. Now, if you think that is going to sway my review, I'm sorry. I don't think it will, because I've reviewed enough of their fragrances and I've been mostly positive. I think they're a good house. So for that reason, I'd be quite happy to say that I just don't like a fragrance. I don't see, it's a subjective thing. Personally, I don't see the problem with smelling something and going, it's not for me. I don't like it. You know, that's not a slant on the house. It's subjective, for fuck's sake. But I've got to kind of say this spiel just in case you don't believe me. But yeah, I will be honest. If I don't like it, I will tell you, and if I do, I'll tell you. So yeah, you can either trust me or not. Sorry. So before I get into the first impression smell, I wanted to show you the packaging, because Alexandria Fragrances have upped their game, and you are getting a little bit more now for your money, because I personally think the packaging is a little bit posher. So I just wanted to show you that before I kind of smelt it. So I wanted to show you the packaging because I think Alexandria have upped the game a little bit. The bottles are now coming out in these white boxes, though Dave at Alexandria in the UK has kind of forewarned me that they have almost run out of boxes with the lead up to Christmas and Black Friday. Currently, they are very low on boxes, so they're probably going to run out. So if you do order from now on till the rest of the year, there's a good chance you may just get kind of like their little sort of tie-up bags that they kind of send them out in. But yes, so I received this lovely box embossed in gold with Alexandria Fragrances with the logo, lovely. On the back, there's a bit more info about Alexandria Fragrances themselves, and inside is the bottle, which is really kind of nice. And those of you that are a bit more kind of know a bit more about Alexandria, I can get this in focus. There we go. Is they have changed the lids, so you can see that the lid has changed to kind of give this kind of like a wood effect rather than this sort of old style metallic. So they have, the rest of the bottle is still the same solid square one with sort of label there, which gives a bit more detail. But yeah, I just thought the box with the changing lid is kind of quite a nice touch. Right, let me tell you a little bit about this fragrance. Now what I'm going to do is just read from the Alexandria, well, not verbatim, but I'm just going to give you a bit of info that's on the Alexandria website, because I think it's just quite interesting. So the fragrance opens up with hedione, which is the first ingredient, shoots into your brain and awakes all pleasure sensors in your brain, absorbing the most amazing olfactory experience of your life. Apparently, you don't just smell this fragrance, you live it. Now heliotrope kicks in. Used in the making of ecstasy, heliotrope takes you for a wild ride, giving the libido a dose of power, along with sexual thoughts, sweaty palms and pleasure, all driving through the mind of anyone that is lucky enough to get a whiff of this magical concoction. Wow. Rose, sandalwood and myrrh make this experience even more pleasurable one. Will you break the boundary of the best fragrance experience ever? I dare you. I mean, I don't know about you, I've got a boner. Right, let's get on to the smell. Now, I don't know what to expect from this fragrance, and that is why I kind of ordered it. I must admit, I didn't really pay too much attention to the notes before I'd ordered it. I just know that Dan loves it, Agnes loved it, and I was just curious, so that's why I sort of chose it. So I don't know much. Now, since it's arrived, I have kind of, as you've seen, I've kind of gone through the notes and I've shared those with you. Now, the only thing that makes me nervous is the presence of heliotrope, because heliotrope sometimes gets compared to like an almondy type accord, which I'm not a fan of. So that is the only note / accord that's making me a little bit nervous. Other than that, I just don't know what to expect. So let's do this. This is genuinely the first time I've ever smelt this fragrance. I hope Dan has not let me down. Here we go. Right, we'll just do the wave. Now, I believe this fragrance is unisex, or the original is that it's cloned. So I think essentially this is a unisex fragrance. Now, here we go. Obviously, I've got some whiffs of it there, but I mean, it's invoking a smile, so perhaps this drug reference is a good thing. It has made me smile rather than going, ugh, so that's a good start. There's a lot going on there. It's kind of like warm sweetness to it. The heliotrope isn't something that I would let you put you off. I can certainly smell it, it's there, but it's not like overpowering. It doesn't become all conquering. It does kind of come across as like a slightly, to me, it's like a slightly floral, woody, nutty kind of vibe. But it is, the florals are kind of quite a, kind of like a happy floral. It's not like a girly floral. So I kind of, again, maybe get the sort of druggy reference in there, the psychedelic love kind of thing. Because it is very, yeah, it just makes me smile. There's just kind of some nice florals mixed with some sort of like woody nuttiness is kind of what I get. Now, what I should say is this is not, to me, this is not too powdery. There is a slight element of powderiness from the florals, but not unpleasant. It's a nice kind of powderiness. It's a nice subtle powderiness. It's not synthetic. It's not kind of too much or a bit choking or a bit just unpleasant, which you sometimes get from clones or powdery fragrances. It just has this sort of synthetic, horrible synthetic, I know I've said that word a lot, but that sort of nastiness, chokiness to it. But it's not, it's really nice. So now I'm just trying to think when I would wear this. It's very clean. It is, even though I've said it's not, like the powderiness is not too much, it does sort of remind me a little bit of like, it is a bit talky, but not in a bad way. It's kind of that sort of very nice floral, clean talkiness to it that's kind of quite uplifting. It's really nice. I think it's definitely unisex, totally. I'll be intrigued to see what the wife thinks to this. And if I ask her before I edit this video, I will put a comment to see what she said. I'll put that on the screen. It's a really nice, pleasant fragrance. What I will say is it's not particularly manly. I personally don't find it really like sexy. If you're looking for a panty dropper, I don't necessarily think this is it. I think this is a very nice, clean, fresh, uplifting fragrance. think you could comfortably wear this to work in the office. It's very unoffensive. I personally wouldn't wear this like on a night out, on a date, I don't think. I'd want something a little bit kind of sexier and a little bit more kind of oomph to it. But performance seems quite good, it's quite prominent, quite strong. Yeah, it's kind of just got this sweet floralness. It's kind of, there's like the florals and there's a slight nuttiness, but then this sweetness reminds me of a little bit of sweets slash candy, if you're that side of the kind of water. Yeah, it's just kind of, it's nice. It's a nice fragrance. If I'm honest, the only thing that I'm a little bit disappointed by is the fact that it's not, I sort of either, because of the hype and all the references, I thought this was either going to be like, ugh, or kind of, oh my God, that gives me a boner. And it's not really. I would say, personally for me, it's solid. I give it like 7 or 8 out of 10, but it's not like, I've not found the one. It's not like got me uber excited that I can't wait to wear it, but I will certainly wear it. I think it's very safe. So there you go. Sorry, it almost feels like this was a bit of an anticlimax after the big kind of hype, but yeah, it's just a sweet, floral, slightly powdery, almost nutty kind of fragrance that's very happy and uplifting. I can't see anybody being offended by it. It's very clean and uplifting and fresh, so totally suitable for the office, but I don't think I would wear it on a night out or a date because it's just not sexy enough. But it's very unisex as well, so I'll be intrigued to see what the wife says. Thank you for watching. I hope you appreciate it. Do stay tuned. I've not been buying many fragrances of late, which is why I'm kind of doing some of these, going back to some of the clones and stuff. But I will be doing some lists coming up soon. I'm going to be doing my top 10 fragrances for winter, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button because we're only a few away from the big 2K. So thank you for everybody that has already subscribed. I love you muchly, and I will see you for my next video. Take care. Much love.